So then, guys, welcome back to the Fight Rundown. We are here again with the main man, Levi.
He is.
We're here to announce you'll be fighting once again, won't you? So you want to tell us about that?
So we wanted to get straight back in the mix. We said, I don't want time out. I want a tough fight. I want to be straight back in there with where I think I belong and where I think I can achieve to. We need a good, at least an 8-rounder, but potentially a massive fight at home. Cal said that it's, mentioned opponents and mentioned different things. As soon as the dotted line's signed, we can announce maybe what this fight's for. So it's going to be massive. And the main thing, it's back at Grimsby. Why shouldn't pro boxing, be back here?
Sure, there's plenty of talent out there to be seen. So yeah, absolutely buzzing for it to be back. Putting Grimsby on the map again.
I mean, this is going to be a sellout show. We've been on that big stage. You boys was there. Good night in Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
And we know we're going to get back there, but let's bring that big stage to here. Why can't we do it? It can be done. And I think that with the pro fighters it's in now, I think we can do it.
Yeah, we've seen so many events over the last few weeks, like leveling up, and I feel like you've really brung that level to Grimsby. You know what I mean? If it weren't for yourself, I don't think we'd be in this position, which is credit to yourself, of course. But like you mentioned, at homecoming, it's roughly about 1,000 seats, isn't it? Give or take 100. I think it's a bit more than 1,000. But
I think it's 1,134 or something like that, and it's like it's going to be a sellout.
Yeah,
It's guaranteed that this show is going to be a sellout, and I think that once people have come to this show, I think it's going to be like, when's the next?
Yeah.
When's the next?
I mean, Beachco will be crawling back through one day.
That's one thing I'm really looking forward to for this one. Like, the atmosphere is going to be electric in your
It really is. I mean, wherever the Grimsby fans go, we make noise. Always make noise. They're always good support all the time. It's always been growing from day one. It's grown and grown and grown. A big jump from the last one. It's normally 15 extra people come to after the first one and more. And after this one now, it's gone through the roof, the support. And it's going to be so. I can't wait for my ring song to come on, mate, and me to walk out in front of all the boys.
Oh, hitting the Mighty Mariners, the Mariners one again.
It's happening. It is happening. It's definitely that. It's definitely that. I have got another little twist on it.
Two-time,
from my man Kez. Kez does a bit of me ring music and that for me. He sorts it for me. So, but yeah, it's going to be some show.
Well, should we get into a few of the fighters on that show?
Yeah,
I mean, we've got, even though we've got the main event here, we are going to analyse the show a bit, aren't we? Who should we start with? I think we've got a few big names we want to talk about.
Let's go with the debutant.
Here we go.
Mr. Walmsley.
The boy.
I've seen this kid, mate, from when he was a tiny lad come in the gym to now making his debut on my undercard, which is, he's buzzing for it. I'm buzzing for it. I think it's really put a fire in as much as, me. I mean, I'm booming at the minute. Everyone's asked me questions and the fire's burning more than it ever has before. And I can't wait. I want to get back. I want to get on that title race. I want to be up there. And I think Shaden's absolutely buzzing to be at Grimsby. I mean, making a debut at home. That's unbelievable in itself. And to do it on my undercard to have him with us. It's really good, and I'm really happy for him that he's can do it at home, steps away from his house.
For sure, he's also a big draw. I mean, in terms of all the home shows that Mighty Mariners did, he draws numbers. I call him the human highlight reel. I mean, he does not care about. Well, of course he wants to win, but all he cares about is getting that huge show and putting on a show. And he's always the fight of the night. He's up there, isn't he? So yeah, he's going to bring some fire, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to bring good support. To be honest, a lot of his family have always come and supported me. I'm really good friends with his mum and dad, his uncles as well. They've always come and watched me and supported me from when I started out pro. And I always said to Shaden, I'll always make his fights the same again. I've supported him from when he was younger, like he has me, and it's just bouncing off each other.
So it should be. Yeah, so it should be, shouldn't it? Especially locally. But next one we've got Kirsty Hill. Bowles. Yeah. Tell me a bit about this one before we go to Levi. You know what I mean?
Oh well, yeah, Kirsty Hill. Well, what's not to like? I mean, goes over to York Hall as a bit of an underdog against an absolute killer, it looks like, in the division. Goes there, goes a distance, puts on a good show as well.
Very.
So she has shown her quality there.
Only a round in it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It
looks like a really exciting prospect for the women's division, hopefully.
Kirsty's mindset's like, I think she's come on so much personally. I'm not sure if she thinks so herself. I hope she does, because from an outside perspective and doing a couple of sessions with her, she's obviously managed by my coach, Matty Teague. She's come on so much, and she is any man, any place, anywhere. Any woman, any place, anywhere.
Oh, man.
She will,
Woman or man.
Oh, man.
They could all get it.
She will fight anyone. And I know she'll win titles. She's the standard she can be at, and she will be at. I think she will win titles, definitely. And she is absolutely buzzing for this show.
Of course, you've seen it firsthand. Obviously, same management team as yourself as well. So you've been there firsthand for it, and I'm sure she's co-main event. I mean, a big stage for herself.
Yeah,
from what it's looking
very
like
big.
anyway. I don't know the running order yet, but it seems like she's going to be taking that co-main spot. And you know what I mean, it's time to step up the bright lights of Grimsby. It's all to play for, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they've announced her opponent yet, so I won't say anything on that. But she is in a good fight, but a winnable fight. I think they're in the standard of the women's boxing. It's hard. You can't. There ain't really like Janie woman. So they're all in tough fights from the get go.
Yeah.
And
It's like
I
1
think
to 10,
now,
isn't it? Realistically,
it really is. I mean, you've got people up to 6-7 fights boxing for world titles, and she can do this. She's took that step and gone to your call. I mean, you've gone to a woman's back garden who's meant to be, like you say, this one was meant to be a monster. 3
100% knockouts,
3 knockouts, ain't gone past the first and second round. Kirsty said, yeah, well, whatever, they aren't boxed, they're not Kirsty Hill either, and she's gone there, stuck a good performance on. And now she will peak from that now, and she will come on in this next fight. You'll see a better Kirsty Hill, because I've seen it when I went to watch her debut at Newark. To watching, I didn't make the next two, but I watched them. I was on Fight Zone, luckily, and then this one here. She's just coming on and on and on, and this pro game will suit her.
Well, Balls, I want to tell you about James Richardson. I mean, this one feels mega, doesn't it?
Oh, it's huge, yeah. Tell us about that then, bit of James Richardson's background.
James Richardson, I tell you what, is class. He is a class act. Unbeaten. A very, very, very good amateur. He's a real deal, yeah. He's going to do big things. And I mean, and like he got up, he's fighting an unbeaten kid. Yeah. So you can see there, he's his 8th one this? His 8th or 9th? I think it's his 8th, and he's stepping up to fight an undefeated opponent. So that shows what kind of person James is.
I'm pretty sure it's an 8-rounder. I'm not sure if that's
8-rounder.
I'm
sure it's his 8th fight. So it's an 8. It's scheduled for 8. So he's stepping up in rounds, and he's stepping up an opponent. And I think that shows a lot about a fighter. So that shows what kind of man James Richardson is, and I know he's going to be. So I hope all. And it's hard because I'm a massive Grimsby Town fan. But if you're going to get behind someone, let's forget about your football team and let's get behind your man James, because he's going to do some good things, definitely.
Well, as the great Cody Rose says, wrestling has more than one royal family. So does boxing. Do you know what I mean? You got his sister Gemma. I mean, his dad, his head coach as well. So you've really got that royal team.
Really good people. Really good people, and Gemma's one of the best female amateurs.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, Tommy Horton said it's the hardest he's ever been hit. You know what I mean? It's like getting hit by a train, he said. So, I mean, but that one's going to be... I think that could probably, no offence to you, fight of the night.
It definitely could, I mean...
It's the biggest step up, isn't it? I mean, you're stepping 100%, up possibly for a huge fight.
100%. And there ain't really much more to say on James, other than I think personally, from my point of view, that James is going to go on and win some big titles, definitely. And his game as they come. I watched him against Kevin McCauley. Kevin McCauley really... He hung on in there for dear life. Because, he was letting some leather go, so he was lucky to see through that. And I thought from the get-go, he's going to be good in this pro game.
Yeah.
Well, of course, like we said, you've got a big main event, you've got a big fight. Hopefully the fight rundown are there to cover it all week. I mean, depending on what we can do. But Balls, have you got any fight of the nights in your opinion on this one? You know what I mean? I'm going to see you in it.
Yeah. I could be there. I could start in scraps around the arena.
Bring your gear, mate.
Oh, but honestly, I want the fight of the night to be Levi Giles and an absolute barnstormer. absolute, maybe a little bit of drama in there.
I want to see a bit of masterclass, me. You know what I mean? I want to see.
Well, this is what we're like, you know. Sometimes the masterclass isn't needed, but sometimes, you know, you can't go wrong with a barnstormer.
I think what we're going to get is a Levi win. You know what I mean?
Of course.
I think what we're going to get
back to our winning ways and get back up there for titles. But, you know, that being said, there's some big news, and obviously we can't announce anything yet until them 3 dotted lines are
once
signed.
it's signed, we'll announce it right
and then
here.
I'll make sure it gets signed. It gets announced through the fight rundown,
That's the one.
and we get it out there. But yeah, obviously I ain't got an opponent yet, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
It's hard to go. Well, I'm going to be in fight of the night. I mean, I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure I'm in a good fight.
Yeah.
And it's going to be hard to not stand toe to toe with these boys when there's going to be a hell of a crowd there.
Yeah.
Cheering me on, and sometimes it's hard to not just get stuck in. And I think I showed in my last fight that I can box on the back foot. But it's, 12 fights prior to that, I was on the front foot for 12 fights.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a different game plan. I thought I needed to use that game plan, and I thought it was a good enough game plan. But that's behind us now, and we'll move on to big things, and I hope one day that I can right that wrong.
I personally thought you did really well boxing on the back foot in that fight.
Yeah.
I was saying to Jeeve while I was watching it, I was like, he's boxing really well off from on the back foot. Said so, yeah.
You mentioned your game plan there on Josh Hart's YouTube channel. Shout out Josh Hart. Yeah, I mean, I had to pay him back for that
big
one.
Big shout out, apart from when you're saying Jeeve could knock me out in a spar.
Oh yeah, he did vote me in the.
Absolutely,
he was going to win out of me and Balls.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he also put his hair on the line for Marvin. No, I think it's Driscoll's Duplessis.
Yeah,
I see that. I see it.
Unreal.
So, Josh, I'm holding you to it. You know what I mean? But also, what I want to say, you spoke about him there. I want to see shade. I feel like this is a shades of UFC London where we had the whole London card win. Could we see a whole Grimsby 100% win rate possibly?
It's
and Scunny. Yeah,
it's going to be you will see. You will see 100% win ratio from the 3 Grimsby fighters in me, Shaden, and Kirsty, and I think. Yeah. Kirsty's could be, I'm gonna stick it out there, and I think Kirsty's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good fight.
I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to put in a bad way, but do you think you've got something to prove in this one? It was a very close fight, but at the end of the day, you did lose the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think you've got to go in here and prove
make a statement?
Roy Jones Jr. You almost forgot. Do you think you've got to put that level on?
I've got to make a statement in this next one, and that's exactly what I plan on doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm going to go in there and throw bombs and knock someone out, but I'm saying that I'm going to be
show the levels again in a way.
There's going to be. I'm going to show that there's a reason why I believe my team believe that we're still destined for titles, and a massive performance now it's a must, and it will happen.
For sure.
I'm confident.
We're very excited. Like I said, we're going to hopefully be covering a lot of this anyway, regardless of where
we'll
we're
be covering.
we will be.
Getting me absolutely gassed.
Carl's watching. We're going to make this as big as we can.
Yeah, Carl.
Bigger than it already is.
So, like you said, you can check out Levi on Instagram at Levi Giles. Also, anywhere you get your social medias from. Bowles, where can we follow you?
Harry Bowles 1 on Instagram.
Most importantly, The Fight Rundown. We're also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So, join us wherever you get your podcasts from. And we'll be back very soon. Cheers, Levi.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Spot on.